Saturday light on the concrete floor. I pulled old boxes from the back garage door. Dust on albums, a glove gone soft, tiny shoes in a box I almost forgot. School notes folded, a broken toy truck. Same old house, same old luck. Family pictures with the edges worn thin. Camping by the lake, that grin on my skin. A little bike with a train and wheels, crayon suns and 1,000 fields. I heard their laughter like it was still here, riding the rafters through the years. Yeah, and it hit me slow, like sawn through the screen. They kept the shape of everything they seen. Children remember actions long after words fall away. What I lived out loud was teaching them every day. They were watching all along, watching all along, every move, every wrong. They were learning all along. They were watching all along, watching all along. What I do became the song. They were watching all along. How I held her hand when the room went cold. How I said I was sorry when I lost control. How I loaded up cans for the old man next door. How I showed up early, how I worked one more. How I kept my word when the pay came late. How I stood my ground and still stayed straight. And now I see what I could not say. They were reading lines in the quietest ways. Children remember actions long after words disappear. The man I was at home was building who they'd be. Watching all along, every move, every wrong. They were learning all along. They were watching all along, watching all along. What I do became the song. They were watching all along. I hope they got my kindness more than they got my fear. I hope they learn my patience when the road turns steep and near. If they carry my hands, Lord, let them carry the gentle part. Let them keep the love and leave the storm in my heart. Then my grown son stepped in the door. Didn't say much, just took that board. He lifted the shelf like I used to do, calm and careful looking through. I caught myself smiling in the afternoon glow. Same steady hands as years ago. They were watching all along, watching all along, every move, every wrong. They were learning all along.